Hello, my name's Mark Buchanan and I'm based in the beautiful Roman city of Chester in the northwest of England. I'm a freelance speaker and consultant working all over the world, but predominantly focused on Europe, Middle East and Asia. I started my career in electronic engineering and then I got caught up in the computer revolution of the early 1980s. I spent time in electronics design and sales, and then in the early 90s I made a radical switch into the charitable sector. I took on the role of CEO of a global charity offering spiritual and practical support to people all over the world. In the course of that work, I found myself standing in the middle of a river between Turkey and Kurdistan just after the first Gulf War. I realised that if I took one more step, I could become a target for Saddam Hussein's policy of offering a $20,000 bounty for the body of any Western aid worker or journalist. It was such a stark choice. Take one step forward and put my life on the line, or take one step back, be safe, no one would ever know, but spend the rest of my life wondering what might have been. It was a moment of extreme clarity for me, and some force from way deep down inside me pushed me one step forward, and then another and another. I learned something about what was really important to me that day and what I was prepared to do about it. And since then I've worked hard to focus the majority of my time and energy on the things that matter the most to me. These days my work's all about helping other people make similar discoveries about their life's purpose and how best to fulfill it. I think it's really important that we find practical strategies to put hands and feet on our ideas and beliefs about what makes life worthwhile. And of course these are often quite abstract and unfocused, so it does take work. So what I'd like to talk to you about today is our energy budget. It's all very well having great plans for our lives and how we're going to change the world, but if we don't have the energy to execute those plans, then they're basically irrelevant. As with any kind of budget, you only have two choices: increase the income or decrease the expenditure. I'm going to look at an area where we can cut down on our energy expenditure, and that's the concept of forgiving others. This may seem like a strange notion to you, but I want to focus on it purely from an energy management standpoint. Of course, we can increase or reduce our energy levels a bit through diet, sleep and stress management, but on any given day we have a fixed energy budget, and once it's spent, it can't be retrieved or reallocated. So, let's just say that this jug represents my energy budget for today. Now, I'm free to spend it wherever I want. But if there are people I'm refusing to forgive, I'm going to have to spend energy on them. Perhaps it'll be the energy to replay the mental videos of when she dumped me 20 years ago. Maybe it'll be the energy to stay angry at that boss of mine who gave me a poor annual review this time round. Or maybe it's the energy to send a heat-seeking email to that colleague of mine who let me down just when I needed him the most. But of course, there are always consequences to the decisions that we make. And if I've spent energy on these issues, that's less energy to spend on things and people that are supposed to matter more to me, like my partner, or my career, or my kids. Forgiving others allows me to break that cycle and put my energy where it will be generating the best results for me. Forgiving means I make a conscious choice not to pursue those consequences of someone else's actions that are under my control. And that means I won't have to invest energy into prosecuting those consequences, and I'll be free to pour it into more productive ones. So, are there people you could forgive? And if there are, take a piece of paper and write down their name and what they did to you. And then take a deep breath and say out loud, "I forgive you," as you tear up the piece of paper or shred it or burn it or whatever. Now, inevitably, you're still going to find yourself putting energy into those people and what they did to you. But when you see that happening, bring back to your mind the picture of that piece of paper being destroyed and tell yourself, hang on a minute, I've made a conscious decision not to put energy there, because if I do, it takes it away from things that matter more to me. Now, it's going to take discipline and it won't work immediately, but I've found that by consistently doing that, I'm actually taking energy back out of negative things and getting better results by putting it into things that matter to me. So give it a try, see if it works for you.